Three.
Right, once again, we are down at the Olympia Health and Fitness, and we have a very, very special guest, a young man called Assad Kareem.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Kef Halak.
Alhamdulillah, I love your Arabic, man. Look how easy it is.
Yeah.
You were working in the Middle East, weren't you?
Yes, I did a little bit of bodyguarding when I was younger.
I remember
You know,
telling
worked with a few Arabs. You know, Sharafna.
Oh, Sharafna.
Habibi.
That's all you need to know. These couple of words, and that's
Yes,
it. Good to go.
a few of those words, Shukran, and you know, I picked it up a little bit when I was with the, you know, the Arabian royal family. So it was really good back in those days when I was working as a bodyguard, fully trained bodyguard. That was my previous career. But anyway, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to put you in the hot seat on our episode 3, as I said, on Brutally Honest. I must say that we are sponsored by the Olympia Wellbeing Academy, which is a charity which is to fight the good fight against antisocial behaviour. You know, so that's really important, you know, right here in Sheffield. So we also got some good sponsors. We've recently got sponsored by the lottery. There's a church what's sponsored us, and I've got to mention it. I'm really surprised, but South Yorkshire Police, our good friends, have sponsored the charity, and we're working closely with all bodies. We invite everybody over, you know, to support us. But anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to jump into this. But before I fire a few questions to you, I'm going to just introduce Little T, our co-host today. So you've got Mr. T and Little T. So
Nice to meet
okay,
you,
okay. I know you guys may not know this man. I think he's a pretty big, you know, in the on TikTok, you know. And this man's blowing up. I mean, he's got, close to 500,000 people watching his videos. Yeah. So, do you want to introduce yourself properly?
Of course.
And, you know, tell everybody, you know, who you are, name, how old are you, where did you grow up?
Yeah, so honestly, just before I do, just want to say thank you for bringing me on. I've met Trevor about just a year and a half. We've just kind of known each other, and from the time that he first brought this place up until now, you've done an amazing job.
Thank
and
you
the
very
fact that
much.
you've partnered up with all these corporations, companies, including the South Yorkshire Police, hats off to you, man. It's good to see you how amazing you've come from. So I just want to say congrats on that.
No, respect.
No worries, man. A bit about me. I'm 27, going to be 28 on the 11th of May. So remember that birthday, it's coming soon. I started TikTok, that's where I kind of blew up. I started TikTok back in 2019 when everyone used to look down at me and think, what the hell are you doing? Why are you on this cringy app? What's going on? I thought, I don't care what people think. I'll just carry on doing it. Just started posting content. Once I started posting more content, more views started going up. Views going up, more up. And then when TikTok introduced a monetization feature to it, I thought, okay, brilliant, that's good, because now I can actually start making money from it. Besides the TikTok videos, I also like to work on the gym. Obviously, this is a gym channel, so I completely understand. Got into fighting as well, Muay Thai, been doing it for the past 2.5 years. And other than that, I'm just a bit of a boring guy, nothing major. I like to travel the world. I like to do crazy shit, like, are you allowed to swear, by the way?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. I like to do crazy shit, travel the world, record stuff doing there. I like to prank people.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, before we get into your pranking, let's bring you back a little bit, you know, to the beginning. So you grew up in Sheffield, is that correct?
Yeah. So actually,
was you born in Sheffield?
So I was actually born in Saudi. Moved to London for a couple of months. Was brought up in Peckham. Now it's a very rough area, and I've got a lot of sisters. And as a father, not me and myself, but my father, he'd have daughters. We used to hear in the middle of the night, I'm not even lying, we used to hear people like screaming, women screaming. We used to hear like gangs running and swearing and whatnot. And I just thought, like, this is crazy. So my dad, as a responsible dad, thought, this ain't safe. And he had a lot of Arab friends in Sheffield, and then he brought them over. He said, you know what, I'm going to take all my daughters and my son all the way up to Sheffield, and then here I was. That's
right. So how old was you when you came to the UK?
A couple of months, like 5-6 months I was.
So you was a little baby?
Yeah, I was a little baby. And then, I lived in London till I was about 8, 9, and then moved to Sheffield.
So you went to school in London as well?
Yeah, I went to
in Peckham?
Yeah, it was rough. I'm not even lying to you, it was rough. But it is what it is, and I feel like it's good to have them rough upbringing. It kind of shapes you to who you are. That's my personal belief.
So let me just ask you another question then.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously you was in Peckham and you say you was Yemeni, is that correct?
Yeah. I was Yemeni.
Okay, so it was Yemeni. Was there a big Yemeni community?
Not that much, believe it or not. There was a lot of Somali community, a lot of black community. They were majority of my friends because sort of like we were the minority crew kind of thing. The most Arab population was up north in Sheffield, and that's where we moved to a couple of years later.
Right.
So that's
okay.
it, yeah.
So obviously, so you was at school as a young Yemeni boy.
Yeah.
Did you experience any problems for the way you looked or your culture?
No, not as much until I moved to Sheffield. It had the adverse effect. When I moved to Sheffield, I had more problems, more like bullying and more this, that. You know, obviously we come from like sort of different backgrounds or whatnot, but has your mum and dad ever told you, like, if anyone hits you, hit them back?
No.
Yeah? And obviously in Arab tradition, my dad used to tell me, if someone slaps you here, punch them there. Yeah. So I'd go ahead with that, but obviously teachers used to say, oh no, if someone hits you, go to tell the teacher. But I don't believe in that. And I'm glad that my dad specifically raised me the way I am, because I feel like he didn't raise me to be a pushover. And I think generally in life, you shouldn't take shit from people. And if you can instill that in your kids, then that's the way forward. But yeah, so I got bullied or whatnot, but you have to learn how to fight back, and that's what I did.
Okay, so you moved to Sheffield then, which is obviously the north of England.
Yeah.
For people who don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so and then you said that you experienced for quite a bit of racism in Sheffield.
Crazy. I mean, think about it as well. It was after 2001, 9/11 and whatnot. So, you know, being the Arab, the prime target, they say, oh, your family was responsible for it. The whole sort of culture back then was so like against, obviously not everyone, but most of the people were just against myself, my skin color, and even my Pakistani friends that assume them to be Arabs and Muslims as well in general. So it was rough, but I was only like 4 or 5, but this happened whilst I was in London, so it didn't really happen much in Sheffield. But then people start to grow out of it, really. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. So let's move on a little bit. So you came to Sheffield.
Yeah.
So you started going to school in Sheffield, and you said you had a bit more racism in Sheffield.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more. So obviously, because I think London's a little bit more multicultural.
Yeah.
Sheffield has a very small, a minority.
Yeah.
Ethnic minorities are very just a really small. I don't know if it's 5-10%. I don't think it's a real. We're not very
as diverse
in Sheffield. So like London is about 70% ethnic minorities.
Yeah.
So you had a little bit of racism in Sheffield. So
it mainly happened within schools, I'd say. But obviously in school, all these kids that are your age are stupid, immature. They don't know what's what.
Was that in Sheffield? Or
that was in Sheffield, in the schools in Sheffield. I mean, out and about, you do get the occasional, but it's not as much. But when I'm talking about the racism in Sheffield, it was mainly like within the schools, the students. But I mean, that's inclined to happen with other kids and whatnot. You know, they would, other people that try to bully you, they'll say something. But I guess that's just the nature of it. So just suck it up and you just like fight back if needs be. But my point is that you should never take shit from anyone. Never let anyone disrespect you. Always, obviously, come with respect. And when you show them that you don't tolerate bollocks and you don't tolerate bullshit and you don't tolerate disrespect, that's when then they'll, back off a little bit. And that's when I started realizing the more you mature, the more you're getting older, the more you're not tolerating bollocks and bullshit, that's when people start to become less racist to you. It's crazy how the world works, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And, so you say you've got, how many sisters you said you had?
I've got 9 sisters, bro.
9?
9, yeah.
Well,
Alhamdulillah.
everybody knows. I mean, I've mentioned this on a few previous episodes that I have 6 sisters, and you've actually got 9.
I've just managed to beat you, Trevor.
Yeah.
I've just managed to beat you.
And, you know, so you grew up in a house with 9 sisters.
Yeah.
So how was that?
All right, it was absolutely crazy. But you know what? God bless my dad, because 2 things could have turned out. Either I could have been soft,
Mm-hmm.
or I could be the complete opposite. You know, rough
Yeah.
as it gets.
Of course.
My dad made sure, Project Assad me, that I would turn out to be a man. You know what I mean? Just not like and you know what? I'm glad I wasn't into the dolls. My sister used to love dolls and whatnot. I used to grab the dolls and hit it together. That's my kind of thing. They like to stay in the house, do makeup. I'd go out, play football, climb trees, go on the bike, you know, practice boxing and stuff. So yeah, it was good. Obviously, I love all my sisters. But you know the perks of having 9 sisters? I'm not even lying. You know what women like and what women don't, and you know how to talk to them. And bro, I was using that weapon everywhere I went. It helped me get so many girls, do good pickup lines, treat girls good. I swear it worked like a charm. So God bless my sisters for that. They don't know how many heartbreaks they've caused.
No, and for me as well. My sisters used to beat me up, and I
No
mentioned
way.
no, they used to,
Actually?
honestly, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Some of my older sisters,
Yeah.
you know, they used to give me a good hiding, but it's true what you say. When you're surrounded by all girls, they think so different from men,
Oh man,
totally different,
completely.
and you know, for me, I learned a lot about women. You know, even how rough they can be when they're fighting over clothes, or you know, when
Fights come out, the nails come out. That's
the nails
it,
come
game
out. Everybody has to just run.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
when they
yeah.
start. So no, it can be it can be rough.
Are you the only boy in the family?
I have got an older brother, but he left from, you know, when I was born. He had already left.
Okay.
So I grew up with all my sisters there, and it's an experience. Mummy used to always say to me, I wish I had all boys, you know, because I was a lot easier than
And the
girls. Because only thing I did is
Yeah.
I used to have a bit of fighting, but these girls were going out and trying to sneak and go to youth clubs and do things what they're not supposed to be doing, trying to grow up too quick.
Of course.
Where me, I ain't really interested in that. I was
Yeah.
going to the boxing gym.
Yeah.
I was going to the weights gym. I was
Yeah.
doing sports,
Yeah.
running and playing on my bike and football. So, you know, it's boys are a little bit less complicated, I think,
Yeah.
than women.
Yeah, of course.
So right, so no, it's interesting. So there, you beat me with nine sisters.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you,
You
Dad.
know, well done. I'm glad somebody had a bit more punishment than me, because I definitely had a lot. So you get on with them all now? They all?
Yeah, I get along with them all. They're married. Some have got kids and stuff. Yeah, that's it. I'm just there like, yo, that's crazy. Because I remember them when they were young and stuff. But I'm happy for them.
Okay.
You know what? I've never seen, and I've lived with all of them, yeah? I've never seen any of them so happy when they've got a family, when they themselves have kids. Awesome. And it just goes to show you, like, the end goal for everyone is to, you know, money is good and stuff, but having a family, having a baby, having a partner that you love, I swear that's the ultimate end goal for anyone.
Excellent.
So yeah, man.
No, excellent. So let's move on a little bit. So your mother and father still together?
Yeah.
And that relationship was really good with those?
And do you know why that's the case? No social media back then, Trevor.
No social media.
I swear. I've had relationships before in the past where if I had a fallen out, a typical argument, just anything that happens nowadays, what happens is, if this happens, is that the girl or the guy will think, you know what, I've had a little falling out. Let me go on my Instagram. Let me open up my messages. You know what? Let me just see that guy that was messaging me. Let me just see, let me get that bit of attention, because now I've just had a little falling out with my boyfriend or whatnot. And all of a sudden, that little message, they reply back, then becomes something. But back in the days, I swear, and it sounds weird because I'm in the social media world, I make money from it. So it sounds weird that I'm saying this, but everything has its pros and cons. Right now, if you was to have an argument with your girl or whatnot, if anything happens, then she can just resort to getting attention from someone else, rather than the good old days where they can just actually come together, speak to each other. Yeah, maybe have a silent treatment for 1 or 2 minutes, but then come back together. But right now, so yeah, that's why my mom and dad are still together. My mom doesn't have no social media. She don't know no TikTok, no Facebook. So if you can find a woman like that, marry them.
No, good. So, mummy and dad. So you grew up in Sheffield, as you said, and you with your sisters and your family. Everything was nice, and so one day. So when you left school, what did you want to do? One day, obviously, you've said that I want to do this job.
So truthfully, I wanted to become a professional footballer. Truthfully, that was like my goal. Like, I'd love to be a footballer. Just never followed through. I just never took it serious. If I had the mindset that I have now when I was younger, potentially something could have come out of it, but I just never took it serious. And then I just wanted to get into business.
But let me just stop you there.
Yeah.
So when you said that you wanted to become a professional football player, did you pursue that?
Yes. I played for an academy for young owls for Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. I used to go there every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. I think. Sunday
so it must have been reasonably good.
Yeah. So I was very fast. I was a wingman.
Right.
Wingman in both ways. But yeah, I was a wingman, a winger, a left winger, in fact. I was really, really good. But it was just that discipline that I lacked of. I never used to go to trainings as much. I just didn't have the right mindset that I did. But I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. Maybe the route that I was going to head into football was not going to turn out as good. Maybe something bad would have happened. So I'm thankful with where God has led me. So it is what it is. I just think, you know what?
I'm not a really massive football fan. I mean, I can appreciate a good football game. You know, I watch the World Cup.
Yeah.
I like to watch Brazil and, you know, the
big boys.
The big boys, yeah. But I don't really see a lot of Arabs in professional football.
Yeah, I mean, there's this other thing, there's another argument that says we don't see as much of sort of the Asian Arabs in the game of football. And it's surprising because I swear, Trevor, I swear to you, I have seen absolutely unbelievable players that somehow managed to slip through the net. So I don't know, I don't know, some people ask, is there racism in football? I don't know. I generally don't know. But I hope it gets better. That's the best I can say, really.
And how was your family? You know, obviously you wanted to play, you know, this sports, football. And was your mother and father supportive?
Yeah, no, genuinely, they were actually very, very supportive. They actually was. And it was up until, like, when I was 17, 18, when things weren't looking like I was going to become professional, where they'd say, okay, you know what, it's time to actually think of what you want to do. And when I mean what an agent meant when they say to their kid what you have to do, there's only like 3-4 choices: doctor, dentist, lawyer, engineer. So that was the only 4 that I had. If I said TikTok, I would have got a slap on my face. But back then, there was no TikTok anyway.
It's funny that you've said that, because what I was going to lead up to now is, you know, so your football's failed.
Yeah.
And I always say this to, you know, as being a professional bodybuilder myself, I obviously did my little bit of boxing, and when I was at school, like, it was like I wanted to be a pro boxer, and it didn't work out. So you've always got to have a backup plan.
Of course.
And I try to say to the youngsters these days is that maybe education is always good, to try to get some qualifications. So something to fall back on, because there's no guarantee in sport. Even if you turn professional, doesn't mean you're going to make it.
Of course, you can break your leg the next day.
Yeah. So but from what you've just said there, Arab, and you obviously you went home one day and said, I'm going to be, is that what you said? You went home and said, I'm going to be on TikTok. I'm going to be a TikToker influencer. And I'll be honest, before you even reply, I've had my rants about influencers, you know, in bodybuilding. You know, so people know what I think of influencers. But so we went home one day. Is that what happened?
So I went home one day, and back then TikTok wasn't a thing. I wanted to get into sort of creating content online and making money from it, because I used to go on YouTube and I used to see so many people that will travel the world, go to like amazing countries and meet amazing people, document it, record it, put it on YouTube, make money from it. And I swear to God, I'd look at them and think, they're boring. I swear, come with me on a lad's holiday when I was 17, 18. We have more shit to do. It's more entertaining. So I used to think, like, that is sort of my end goal I'd love to do. So I tried YouTube, but YouTube was very, very difficult. It's very, very saturated. Now I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? So it's in the back of my head. I'm thinking I need to create something, but in the same time, I've got a part-time job. I was selling shoes for Asics. I don't know, a lot of people know that, but I was selling Asics shoes. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking I need to create this content. I don't know what. Until my sister one time called me, and she said to me, "Oh," I said, "have you heard of this new app called TikTok?" was like, no, I haven't. She's like, it's been popping off. Just take a look at it. And I posted a video there. And when I posted a video there, it just boomed. It hit 4,000 views. Now, I know you're thinking, what the hell? That's not a boom. But back then, 4,000 views, when I've only been getting 10, 20 views on YouTube, man, I run out naked.
What year was that? Do you remember the year?
End of 2018. End of 2018. Yeah, fall 2018. Beginning.
Do you remember when TikTok? Is that when it came out?
No, so I think TikTok used to be called Musical.ly. I don't know if you guys know, but it used to be Musical.ly, where it was only like you miming music. So a song would come up and you just open your mouth with the song. But then they then transversed to doing video content. So it was alive for another 2 years. But then it really popped off, and people started noticing back in in 2019, and I got in just before it really started popping off. Yeah, back in 2019. But it was crazy, because I used to see the ads on YouTube about TikTok, and I thought, you know what, I just thought it's going to be an app that's going to die out. But I thought, at the end of the day, let me just post a video and see what happens. And as I said, I posted that video. The next day I woke up, it was 4,000 views. I was like, okay, cool, we're on to something now. We're on to something.
So how did your parents? Because you're a young man. So how old was you then? Early 20s?
I was early 21, I think.
So 21, you've said to your mum and dad, right, I'm going to be some kind of influencer. Yeah. I bet they didn't even know what that meant.
No. And as you can imagine, it was like, are you stupid? Alongside some hits and beats and punches and stuff, yeah. I'm joking, love mum and dad. I don't want them to come, police come and arrest them now. Besides that, they were a bit like, no, come on, what are you doing? What are you playing at?
So I just said doctor,
dentist, lawyer, engineer.
That's it. Trevor, that was it. Yeah. In the Arab community.
I think in the Asian community as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
You're correct.
It's one of them. It has to be. And all my sisters are like teachers and stuff, so they were all right. And here I was, just a shoe sale assistant that's looking to get into content creation. So what they said to me was this. They said, look, do it, but in the back of your head, do a full-time job. So I left the shoe place, and then I joined recruitment consulting. And even when I say that two words, I hated the fuck out of it. Can you imagine, guys, staying in the office, on the phone, constantly, trying to tell people, yeah, you need this job, I could not be arsed. It's like, I used to get calls from people, yeah, can you find me a job? I'm like, yeah, I'll find you a job. Yeah, let me just look at your number. Yeah, okay, cool. Do you want to... I'd look around, and, with all due respect to them, I'd look around and I think, this can't be life. This cannot be life. Like, how can people just sit there and just constantly take calls from 9 o'clock till 5, constantly trying to sell, trying to get people to work in jobs and stuff. Basically, finding someone for one person to get into a full-time career. I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't. And we were making the company so much thousands. I'm looking at the director, and the director's there chilling, thinking, no, I couldn't do it. So yeah, after that I thought, if anything, that motivated me, Trevor. If anything, that motivated the fuck out of me. So I thought, you know what? When it was time to finish, I'm just gonna start my content creation. And then I fell into social media marketing. And then with social media marketing, I kind of realized, oh, okay, I can do social media content on behalf of businesses. They're like, all right, cool. They like my personality. They like the way I came across. They like my professionalism or whatnot. And I kind of, as I was doing this, I was learning behind the scenes how to actually write a good content, how to write content for burger companies, what's the right thing to say for a gym, what's the right thing to say for, content that I can then post on behalf of the business. So then when I started noticing I can do that, that's when I can thought, okay, you know what, I'm going to start charging clients. Okay, I charge this client £300, charge this client £400 a month, by the way. There's £300 a month, £400 a month. And then when COVID happened, I started getting more clients. This is all in the same time while I was a recruitment consultant. Mm-hmm. And at one time, it reached a level where I said to my mum, I said, Mum, what would I have to be making in my social media marketing company for me to look at you and you be comfortable that I can quit? She said, 3,000. I said, 3,000 a month? She said, yeah. I said, well, Mum, I quit. That's it. And then she was like, she didn't believe me. No, I want you to show me. So I showed her I'm actually making that amount. And she was like, okay, cool. She was comfortable more with like, I can leave recruitment consulting, get into the world of social media marketing. But at the same time, as I'm doing content for clients, I can do content for myself as well, like grow my own brand. So that was pretty much the story of how I kind of transitioned from shoe salesman to recruitment consultant, but managed to do social media, not just for myself, but for clients and businesses as well.
So, excuse me. Right. So when you do this social media marketing,
Yeah.
did you know there was a business there when you first started?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Because when I was a recruitment consultant, Trevor, I'm not even joking. Like, if you came and you seen me, I was so skinny. I was depressed. I was just annoyed. I was hurting. But that fueled my motivation to start looking at things. I was looking at so many courses to do with social media. Ty Lopez, what's his name? Grant Cardone, Warren Buffett. What's the other guy's name? I forgot. It's off the top of my head. All these people that started doing social media marketing. And I thought, okay, you know what? Tim Welch, I can actually start to see how they're doing it. Okay, and you know what? Let me actually pick some brains out and like pick some of their notes and see what they're doing. And they were selling courses and stuff, and some courses were like for £100, £200. I thought, you know what? Let me just invest in it. It's an investment anyway. And then when I invested into it, I started learning more about how to do social media marketing for businesses. And I thought, okay, now I can apply that onto businesses and start making money from it. And I was charging clients £300-400. Get 10 of them. That's $3-4 grand a month. So I thought, wow, okay, great.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
Right. So you knew TikTok was going to be the next big thing. How did you know that? Because I'll tell you when I heard about TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a young daughter. She's a teenager, and I must have listened to her mother's talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
And I said, as far as I was aware, I thought it was for kids.
Yeah.
All her friends, her mum said that she's on TikTok and she talks to her friends.
Yeah.
So I thought, it's some kiddie app.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't even look at it for a couple of years. But then everybody was talking about this TikTok. You know, I thought, what is this TikTok? So when I eventually looked at it, it was a couple of years into it, and I was a little bit too late. So it's always good to get in at the beginning of it. But how did you know that it was going to blow up?
Okay. Yeah, basically, I said it's, your stars were. I would say your stars were aligned. You could see the trend coming.
Yeah.
It was ahead of the curve.
Of course. Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
right time, right
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Look, I noticed two things. Number one, when I started seeing that I was actually getting views. Remember when I said to you, I slept one day, woke up and there's 4,000 views? I'd never get that type of video views on any other platform, and I've put so much effort in it.
That gave you a boost.
That gave me a boost. That made me think, okay, you know what? Views means eyes, means people are watching, right? If I got 4,000 I can get 40,000. So I kind of realized, okay, you know what? Let me just keep posting more videos. And they were hitting the thousands. And back then, for me, 1,000 was a lot. And secondly, is when I started seeing some minor celebrities, maybe B-list celebrities, joining TikTok, then athletes, then celebrities, then actors, then singers. And then I started seeing them sponsoring the Euro Cup back in, I think it was Euro Cup, I believe. And I thought, okay, like the trajectory is definitely going up there. So I thought, okay, like jump on it. And even if it didn't work out, jump on it, try and monetize the fuck out of it, get in, get rich, get out. That's how I kind of noticed it. But as it was going, it kept on still going higher and higher. Obviously up until now where America's planning on banning it. So, but yeah, that's kind of like how I sussed it out that it's going to blow up. Yeah.
So you figured out the algorithm and you monetized it.
Oh yeah, monetize. I mean, look, I thought to myself, if I'll monetize it in a way in which I thought, if I can't monetize it normally, I can create a YouTube video and say how to grow on TikTok. Or I can go put a video on Instagram saying how to get more views on TikTok.
Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I've done, yeah. And I was just thinking, you know, how to rinse it, I'll be honest with you, because I thought, get in, get rich, get out. Because at the end of the day, you can't rely your whole sole income on just one thing, especially an app. But yeah, here I am. But I've invested elsewhere as well on physical things, which we could talk about later. But yeah, that's it.
Right. So, very interesting.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. So you can see the next curve coming. You got it in the scope already.
Yeah. You gotta be. I think part of life is you gotta be perspicacious in what you do. You gotta see. Okay, Like right now, as I said to you,
Vision.
yeah, it's vision. Right now, TikTok is potentially gonna get banned. Yeah. Now, if America does it, guess what? Europe is gonna follow suit.
Of course.
Because that's what they do. They like to just follow what Americans do. Now, if that happens, that means a lot of people are going to lose out jobs. A lot of people are going to lose out opportunities. Of course. So what should you do right now if you're in that situation where you can potentially lose out? Is you think, okay, you know what? Let me right now diversify and bring all my viewers that are watching me on TikTok on a different platform. Instagram, Kick, Twitch. These sort of other streaming services.
So these are all new
Yes.
new apps.
Yeah.
I think I have heard of a couple, but not Kick.
Yeah, so Kick is the next up and coming. It's a streaming, live streaming sort of. People live stream gaming. People live stream when they're going around in the gym. Hey guys, streaming, and people actually sit and watch that. So people actually sit and watch 3-4 hours of, let's say, you waking up one day, brushing your teeth, having breakfast, on your way to the gym. People are actually watching that.
That's next trend to try for yourself. The curve. You see?
No, seriously. So you can even do that yourself, Trevor. You can be like IRL in real life with Trevor, day one.
No, 100%. But today, forget about me. I'm not in the hot seat. You're the man in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Trevor, you're just too humble.
You're the man in the hot
No,
seat.
if I had that body, I wouldn't be humble. I'd be like, what, guys, what?
No, don't worry about me. So no, but for now, no. Let's keep it on Assad, and then But no, I think that was you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
By finding a platform. Unfortunately, you're saying that the government, the US government, are looking at banning that. Is that why do you think that is? I know it's something to do with China.
Look, listen, I'll tell you straight, and hopefully this won't get banned. But I'll tell you straight now.
Spit it
okay,
out.
I'll spit it out.
This is
brutally honest.
This is brutally honest.
Brutally honest, yeah. I'm just gonna move this here. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Okay, it's simple. I'll be straight up. Okay, we all have a brain, right? If a guy with a suit comes and tells you, "Oh no, the sky is red," what would you guys say? Of course not. You know it's not red. Okay. Now, what I'm about to tell you, please, if we've all got a brain, we've all got logic, sure. we know what's what. So, TikTok, they're claiming that TikTok was the Chinese government. They can collect people's information or whatnot. That's been happening since 2018, since TikTok first got out there. Now, why is it must have been a problem, but why is it now a big problem where it's like, okay, the red line, we're going to have to ban it? It's not. It's due to recent events that's currently happening in the world with Palestine and Israel. Is because TikTok is providing that other narrative, and they don't. The government and the media don't like it when someone else can control a narrative. Everyone's perspectives are changing.
Journalism.
Exactly.
Freelance journalism.
Yeah, and people are starting to see the other side of what's actually going on. People are starting to see different perspectives. People are starting to see the other side of the story. People are starting to see in real life footages of people that are actually in there. So that is shifting the dynamics, is shifting the perspective of people.
People want that, don't they? They want the independence and the freedom to have that choice.
People want that. But governments, that they control the mainstream media, they control what people want to see. They don't want to lose that control. They want they want you to listen to what they say.
Control media.
100%. So when you have a platform that's actually moving everyone's perspective to something else, and they have no control of that, then simple. They can just be like, yeah, we have to ban it. As I said to you, why has it become a problem right now? When it could have been a problem 3, 4, 5 years ago when TikTok was still a thing. It became a red line now where they have to ban it due to what's going on in the world.
Especially like with
transparency.
100%. Sorry to interrupt, Trevor. They have so much millions and millions and millions of views on TikTok, more than any mainstream news like NBC, 100%. Fox News, BBC. They don't like that.
But that's a good thing. That's what the normal person wants, don't they? They want the freedom to have the choice to have an independent news coverage than independent.
But T, do you really believe that we live freedom and democracy? Personally, I think it's an illusion. Personally, because you get famous enough and you say something that they go against, see how your life changes. See what they try to do to you.
It's the cancel culture.
100%.
That's
100%.
what they do.
Yeah, it's not. Look,
I mean, we've got a few big, influencers like yourself.
Yeah.
That you may as well spit out his name. I don't know the man, but I've seen a few of his podcasts.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
He outspoken on a few things, and to me, I think they've just got a few trumped up charges to.
100.
And what I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm an Orthodox, Christian. All praises to the Most High.
Yeah.
But I believe. I'm sure you guys know you're both Muslim.
Yeah.
That Andrew Tate, you know, he did his shahada, and you know, he now he converted to Islam, and I think they hate that as well. You know, and that's one of the reasons why he's definitely been cancelled. You know, because the hatred against Islam and Muslims.
Oh yeah.
Which, and as I said, I'm a Christian.
We have same morals and values and beliefs and
of
certain
course,
things. 100%.
I know.
Yeah.
So, but it's just my observation.
Of course.
I have Muslim friends, so you know, I can listen to both sides of the argument. But yeah, with Andrew Tate, that's something what I still see. You know, this man's a multi-millionaire. What the hell is he going to be doing? Chasing a few girls? He could get whatever girls he wants. Is that correct?
I'm with you 100%. And this is the thing what I say to you when I said it from the beginning. We all have a brain. If someone comes to us and tells us the sky is red, we'll be like, shut up, it's not. We're not just going to believe them just because they're wearing a suit and they stood in front of a parliament, for example.
That was once upon a time.
Yeah. So what he's saying, what Andrew Tate is mentioning, I don't know if you can mention his name, but yeah, he's spot on. He became so big where he started showing people, you know, like, okay, this is the other side of the story. And they don't like that. They don't like that. Hence why what they've done on TikTok is clearly what they're trying to do to him. But yeah, you're right. It just doesn't make logical sense. How is a guy like him, he's a good-looking guy, he's charming, he's strong, he's rich. How could he just all of a sudden just want to like do, you know, I don't want to say it, but, you know, I don't want to get it banned, but you do that to a lady? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But this is what I say to you. Like, unfortunately, it's an illusion that we're in a democracy and whatnot. It's genuinely, I swear, it hurts my heart to say it's not. At least in the Middle East, they say it's not freedom. They say there's no democracy. But I'd rather go to someone knowing, okay, here's what I can and can't say, and I know the truth. Yeah, I can't do protests or whatnot. But right now, look, America's meant to be the land of the free, right? Freedom of speech, right? Freedom to protest, right? What's going on in American campuses right now? See what I mean? Everyone's out there saying they want to stop the genocide. They're actually having a peaceful protest in the universities. And what's going on right now? The police going in, stormtroopers going in right now.
It's
so
a game changer.
Yeah, freedom of speech, democracy. My ass.
Okay, we're going to move on a little bit. So, right. Let's get brutally honest now.
Go on.
Assad.
Trevor.
I did a little bit of research on you. I went on to TikTok, where, you know, obviously for all your listeners out there, please subscribe to the what's your username?
The Arabian Guy 1.
The Arabian Guy 1. You know, and you know, so definitely subscribe to him. Also, please like and subscribe to Brutally Honest as well. So looking at when I observed all your videos and all your content, it's all comical. You know, you're a very funny guy.
Thank you.
You know,
at least someone thinks that.
I was trying to find a little bit more, you know, things. Maybe he's got something on there, and I didn't see one video where you were serious. I actually thought I found one when he said it was one. I read, "My girlfriend got kidnapped." I thought, hang on, I found something here. This is what I'm going to ask him.
Until the punchline
and
came.
Then when it came, it was still a one of your typical videos, jokey videos. So I'm just going to put it to you straight. Most guys, from what I'm seeing, you know, I've observed from watching TV and over the years, I'm reading the newspapers about, for an example, I don't know if you know somebody called Jim Davison and one or two of the old comedians. They were so funny on stage, but the real person away from the cameras was nothing like that. Okay. Tell me about you away from the cameras.
Okay. Me away from the cameras, I am like I am on social media, but a lot less toned down. A lot less toned down. So, if I'm on holiday with the lads, yeah, I'll still be funny, quirky, whatnot. But on social media, I'm just not even a tad, like 5 or 10x, a bit more. Because the truth of the matter is that in this day and age, especially, you have to be 10x what you currently are. In real life, Trevor, to be honest with you, I'm a businessman. I like to have fun, like smile and whatnot.
You're a businessman?
I'm a businessman, yeah.
What businesses do you do?
So I own Cha-Cha-Cha in Sheffield, and I own Cali's Treasure Chat is it's a coffee and tea donut shop on London Road, the one of the busiest places on London Road for food, as well as right next door to it. It's called Callie's. It's a fried chicken shop, and hopefully planning on opening up our second branch. So
excellent. Is that on London Road as well?
That's on London Road as well.
In Sheffield?
Bang on opposite. Yeah, in Sheffield.
Is that franchise? Is that master franchise yourself?
No, Callie's is fully mine.
Okay,
So
brilliant.
it's not a franchise. It looks good and stuff.
You're gonna be man's best franchise.
Yeah. So that's me really in real life, where you might look at social media, you might look at me in real life and think, okay, this version of Assad is boring. The Arabian guy is fun. Assad Kareem is boring. But I just have to think of the bigger picture. Like, I can't keep doing the Arabian guy up until I'm 30 or 40 when I've got a family, I've got kids. That's when Assad Kareem and what he does in his business has to take over and make some money. Run a business, you pay the bills. But what you're seeing in terms of my character in the Arabian guy is of me, but just a lot more exaggerated than what it is. So that's pretty much it. And all as well, I have to point out, I go on live streams on TikTok and I pretend like I'm looking for my fourth wife. I'm not joking. And I've got people, a lot of my good subscribers, bless them, they're there, their support. And I get on average between 700-800 views a day, just watching me on a given time. They look at me, I'm dressed as an Arab, with sunglasses, Rolex, everything. I'm talking like, yes, I'm looking for this, yes, I want this. They are in their head thinking that this guy is a multi-millionaire international playboy. Trevor, I'm not. I'm just a normal guy from Sheffield. But this is the thing, like, I'm actually at home. I pray 5 times a day. I'm a Muslim. I'm God-fearing. That's what I like to joke about.
So you take your faith very serious.
Proper. I think 100% of all my success has gone because of the faith and me bowing to the Lord. That's what I always say. But yeah, in real life, I'm a lot less crazy. But yeah, God-fearing, and yeah, that's what I say to people, funnily. You know, when some people actually meet me online and then they meet me in real life, I say to them, I say, listen, I'm more boring in real life. Just want to let you know, yeah? Don't expect to see the Arabian guy one time. Bro, very funny quick story. I was talking to this one girl. Oh, she was unbelievable, yeah? She was beautiful. I didn't do anything with her, yeah? I was just talking to her. It got to a level where then I gave her my number and we were talking and stuff, and then she realized, she said to me, wait, 1 second. I want the Arabian guy. I don't want Assad Kareem. Oh, Assad Kareem is so boring. And she left me. I was like, wow, what's she expecting? I said to sweetheart, I can put on the character if you want. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
No, and how does the Yemeni community take your content? Are they happy with you?
Yeah, they are. Because what I do is on my content, it kind of picks up on like Arab problems.
Do you keep it halal?
Before, no. Now, yeah, I'll be honest. So I used to like do videos with girls, like there, sat with them and doing crazy stuff. Not too crazy where it's becoming like, yo, what the hell? But because in my head, I always thought views. And that is one of the biggest problems of social media, is that if you don't control yourself, you're not self-disciplined enough to think, okay, where is my boundaries? You can really fall off in terms of what you do and crazy shit that you do. So it was up until a moment where I thought, you know what, like I gotta...
What happened? What triggered it off for you to...
What triggered it off?
The consciousness to kick in and take it to a halal perspective.
Funnily enough, every time that I used to do it, when I used to be like with girls and stuff, I'd think it's okay, but then I'd have that guilt inside me a little bit. It was a little guilt where you go and you think, oh yeah, you know, maybe it didn't sit well. Yeah, it didn't sit well. But then you'd carry on. But then I think that little guilt just started growing more and more over time. And it made me think, like, look, end of the day, if God has blessed me in all this, like he's blessed me, he could easily take away. And I think when I really understood that, I thought, okay, you know what, like, let me just tame it down. Like, I don't want to forget the girls. I don't care. Keep it real. People should enjoy my personality, my pranks, rather than me having girls. Because the truth is, if you do bring beautiful girls, they bring the views. That's the truth. That's the honest truth.
That's the irony of it.
Big time. No. Yeah, that is the irony of it, 100%.
Are you still single then, Assad?
Yeah, man.
So when I saw you 2 years ago.
Go on.
And that's the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
I mean, I recall Assad come in and did some TikToks for yourself, Trevor.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to hang around. You're supposed to work with Trevor. Then he just disappeared. I kept asking him about it.
This man is a very busy man. I call him, he's in Saudi Arabia. He's flying here, he's flying there.
Two whole years, and today, that's what I'm sat here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, within them 2 years, I think that's where I really wanted to level up even more.
You scaled yourself up.
Yeah, pretty much. And when I do that, you might not see me, you might not hear from me. I might get in contact with you once and again.
So
But
you need an explanation. I do.
yeah, no, I'm trying to. I apologize
To Olympia, we need to know.
to Olympia.
Where
Big
would-
up Olympia. You know, don't do what I've done. Give them 2 years. Nah, these guys deserve to be there every single day. If Trevor, the main man, messages you, make sure you reply the next minute.
Respect.
I swear. No, but in that moment of time, it was just like I had to level up. I had to literally just move my shifting to other things. So that was when I had to take all the money that I make on social media, on TikTok, and actually invest it in something physical. So that's what I decided to
You
do.
didn't have Cha-Cha-Cha then, did you?
I don't think I did. It was,
Yeah,
no, it was
you
too.
was free spirit.
It was just free social media. Yeah.
And now you're committed. Now.
Yeah, now I'm committed. So, but it's good now because, as I said, if Lord forbid social media fails, I've got something physical I can rely on.
Brilliant.
Do you get it? So that's why apologies for not being there as much as I can, but I needed that 2 years to really build up these strong foundations, just in case TikTok flopped.
So Asif, I've just found out that TikTok is actually been banned last night. So I know you've got 500,000 followers out there, which is going to be a shame to lose all those followers. So what's your plan of action now then?
So plan of action right now is, from what I do know, is that TikTok has now 9 months to sell up. Either the condition or the American party said that they need to sell up their company to an American company or ban. And I think TikTok has said we don't want to sell. But they've got 9 months, and I think they're going to take them to court. So what I'm going to do then in the next 9 months, as I kind of briefly touched upon, is I'm going to try to divert a lot of the followers, the American followers, but even then the European followers, because Europe's going to follow suit, mark my words. Divert most of my followers onto other platforms such as Kick, Twitch, but I'm mainly leaning towards Kick and YouTube because we have to think about what we can do to take advantage out of what's going on. Because yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is the nature of the industry. You've given this situation. How can you handle it? You can sit down and just be crying about, oh yeah, TikTok's getting banned, or you can be proactive and think, okay, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to bring this, I'm going to move all my followers now to go onto this app, just in case something happens there, I need to move them to there. But that's the nature of the environment that we're in, and we can't do much, we just have to kind of work with it. So.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, definitely anybody out there, just keep an eye on his social media because you're going to have to jump ship.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So,
Plug yourself.
As I said, Kick. Potentially Kick. Yeah.
Have you got a name on Kick, or is it the
Yes,
same?
Arabian. I've already created an account.
You've already created your account,
account.
so you was in front of the game.
Yes.
Because the thing is with as Junior T was just saying to us off camera, it's a little bit different from what you physically do because you're, promoting yourself and you are, in
the comedic industry.
You're a comedian, right? So, but in bodybuilding and fitness and sports, it's crazy because, as T just said, what did you just say? It's confused.com because, like, some of the guys, even in my gym, Monday Google tells them how to train chest. Tuesday, Google tells them to do it another way. Google tells them that the Monday was wrong. Thursday, Google's changed his mind.
Yeah.
There's that many different, influencers and, and contradiction each other on online, if you want to say. And is that what you think, T? I mean, you tell me. What do you think of Google? For a sport, for bodybuilding, for an example, what do you think of it? Is it confusing?
It's like Trevor touched on earlier. For you, you're an IBF pro, okay? You're top of your game, Trevor. You actually judge bodybuilding shows now. You're on that level. I mean, you don't talk about it much, but I'm going to have a highlight that.
Yeah, I'm a bodybuilding judge. We also have a home bodybuilding show, if you want to say.
Yeah, we've had several in the past. We was going to have on the show, but because of Trevor's commitments this year, so busy, we're going to do it next year.
Next year we'll be doing the Mr. T Classic, or the TT Classic. We was going to call it this year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah. So
we'll get you into that one.
Yeah,
definitely get the main man in there. But yeah, as you were saying about
back to yourself. I mean, Trevor, you run a gym. You get people coming here, training. I mean, for me, the number of years I've known you, your advice is invaluable when it comes to training. You know your stuff in and out. I mean, like last year you had Mr. Britain, the Asian fella. You took him in if you wing, he smashed it. Got Mr. UK,
Mr. Britain.
Yeah, Mr. Britain.
Within 6 months of training, we brought a novice from, just from grassroots level,
Brilliant.
and he won the British Championships. We've got a few more we're doing this year. A couple of people trying to get the pro card. So, yeah, we're really pushing.
Again,
that's what we're doing.
It comes to consistency. You mentored him, A to Z and Z to A. He listened to everything you taught him, and he took on board carbs, protein, exercise regime, and you got him to where you wanted to be at the top of the game. Now you got people who are coming in, and then you give them advice, and they're going back to the internet, and they're not listening to you. And I've seen that because I've been with you on many occasions. You've got youngsters talks. Look, and the shame is, some of them, they've got good potential for competition, and they don't take your advice on board. They go back to the internet, and they come back to the next day. Trev, well, I've seen this on the internet, and then you reprogram again, get back and they're back on the internet. Trev, well, I've seen this on the internet. 5 days later, thisisconfused.com. And so what I would say is find yourself a mentor that been there, done it, got the t-shirt. It's consistency. I mean, the internet is quite a confusing marketplace. I mean,
it's true. No, this is the one biggest flaw of the internet. Is if someone's out there looking absolutely skinny with a hunchback that has 1 million views, and then you've got yourself there with all your credentials, all your history, and you might only have a couple of subscribers or followers, unfortunately they're going to listen to him.
100%.
And why is that, sir?
People look at clout numbers and they think, oh my God, oh wow, I want to be like him. Unfortunately, they look at the numbers. They're not looking at what the person is or what he's done or what he's accomplished. And this is just the nature of the whole industry that we're in, is that in the world of social media, internet, numbers is what matters. Even though that it might not do them any favors, because I'd rather listen to him any day of the week and twice on a Sunday. But what does that show? It shows now that even with the way you are and all the history that you've got, all the records that you've got, all the experience that you have, now if you build your internet base, that's it. Who's going to listen to that idiot? They're going to be listening to you.
So for these people out there, for the listeners, there's many, people my age group, and even younger, that just don't have that internet, that online experience, what you've got. For a guy, what's going to start out, how does it start out?
Good question. So the first thing is, get ready for hate. Don't give a shit what people think. People are gonna, you're gonna have to have thick skin. You just have to have it. Because even if you think that you will provide content that talk about ice creams, for example, you think, how could people hate on that? People are gonna still hate you. They're gonna call you an ice cream licker. Oh, they're just gonna, literally, bro, people will hate you on everything you do. So you gotta have thick skin. Have that attitude where you don't give a fuck what people think. Find a niche that you actually like, something that you like talking about. I always say this to people. I say, look, what do you like that other people wish to like or wish to know more further? And that could be anything. Build on it, build on it, build on it. Create video footages on it. Don't care what people think. If you're into gym, great. If you're into fixing cars, document your way of fixing cars day one. Have you seen that guy on TikTok that's selling baked potatoes? He literally put a camera up as he's selling baked potatoes. He's passionate about baked potatoes. And he started acquiring viewers because there's people out there that are also passionate about baked potatoes. Wow. No, but that just goes to show. That's crazy. So find something that you enjoy doing. And don't think like, oh, no one's going to watch me creating food and putting it on a table. No one's going to watch me building a car. No, there are millions of people in the world that... There's an audience. That's it. There's an audience for everything. So find a niche. Just do it. Just actually do it and be consistent. And you'd know that a lot more. Obviously, you guys are in good shape. Consistency is what sells. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Don't care what people think. Have a thick skin and watch. It might not be the 3rd video. It might not be the 10th video. It might not be the 20th video. But the 30th or the 40th video might bang. And that's all it needs to take. That 40th video to bang, that's it. You set yourself. But a lot of people give up on the first thing where they don't have thick skin. Or the second thing, consistency, which is the major thing, and that's where they flop. So I think if you can do these recipes, then you're definitely onto some level of success.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's really interesting. Yeah. Because there's so many people out there what really struggle online, and I know they're experts in the field. Yeah. Really knowledgeable. Yeah. And so it's a shame, as you say.
Mentor these people. There's a market for that as well.
That's potentially, yeah. No, I'm
mentoring TikTokers or amateur TikTokers or.
You know that's a very clever idea, and I think that potentially it might be something I'd want to do. Yeah, no, that's a very good idea because as you said, there's a lot of people that want to do that. if I can help them out, provide a little support, why not? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I'm going to be honest. You know, influencers. You know, up to 6 months ago, I had no idea what that was. You know,
there you go.
I've got a gym full of young 21-year-old boys, teenagers, all want to be like you. They all want to be an influencer. You know, it's last week. I was sat there with a young lady in the reception, and there was talking to some of the youngsters about how they're going to be influencers. You know, and this lady said, "What?" I mean, she's 40 years old. She said, "What's an influencer?" You know, she had no idea what it is. So now everybody wants to be an influencer. They all want to be like, you're like a celebrity now. And you know, the thing is that
big.
You know, the crazy thing is that when I go to, I haven't been for a while, but when I've been to these expos, bodybuilding expos, I remember when I was in my prime, there was queuing for me just to sign a piece of paper and take a picture.
Yeah.
You know, I've done loads of those. But the crazy thing is now I look at all the pro bodybuilders, all the IFBB pros, the main guys now, and their stands are virtually empty.
It's the YouTube fitness.
All the YouTubers and people I have no idea, I don't know who they are. They have line after line after line. These are the people that are, you know, that are really doing it.
The social media stars have become the new Hollywood stars, have become the new A-list celebrities that we were used to when we were kids. You know, we used to watch TV and used to see like Amanda Holden or Simon Cowell. Nowadays, people don't care about that. The generation are looking at the biggest YouTubers, the biggest TikTokers, the biggest Instagrammers. They are now the pinnacle of celebrity, more than what we know of the Hollywood actors and the singers. Screen time, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the phone has just managed to do that. Like, you know, everyone can just take a look and see. And, and people actually, you know, a funny story, people actually make crazy money more on social media than they do on being a TV host or a news anchor, or to some degree even being a Hollywood actor. You have some social media stars are making so much more, and it's just simply because there's more eyes and views on the mobile phone than there is when people going out, watching TV, going to movies and going to cinemas. So
but let me ask you one more question, really, because I know we're coming towards the end. But okay, say there's somebody with 10,000 followers, which is, to me, is reasonable. I know we're not on your level.
No, it's
right?
good, it's good.
But 10,000 followers, how does he start making an income from and monetize those followers? You know, how does that happen?
So it depends on what the nature of what he's doing. So let's just imagine he's a fitness content creator, for the sake of this argument. It's very hard for 10,000 followers to actually make something out of it. However, having said that, if he was smart, not only would he carry on creating content and trying to grow his following, but also from that 10,000 people, if he was to create a course, just a simple course, depending on how good his content is, by the way, if he was to create a course, how to get a good six-pack, and making sure that he's got a good six-pack, even if 1% of the 10,000, which is 100, right? Yeah, it's 100. If they was to pay for this course, which is, I don't know, 50 quid, £50, that's decent amount of money. So
that's clever.
So that's just 1%. Bearing in mind, that's just one thing that he can do. But besides that, he should still continue growing his content, still creating videos and stuff. So that's what I'd say that he should do. But you just have to keep going out. You just have to keep posting content. Content is key. Keep doing content. At the same time, say to people, if you want to know more, if you want to see how I've got the six-pack, if you want to see how I've managed to build this good physique or good back workout, subscribe to my course. Only £12. Only £20. Only £30. Guaranteed, if 1% of people buy out of the followers, 1%, which is not that much, you're onto decent money. Right now, I'll tell you, look, guys, and I look at the camera and I say it. Right now, the easiest way of making money, is monetizing not just your content, but also selling information, selling your experience, selling what you know, selling your advice. That is the quickest way right now of actually making decent money. If you can do that, sell what you know, because there are so many people that actually are hunting, looking for information that you know, guess what? They'll be willing to pay an extra 10, 20, 30 pounds to get that information that you know that they're willing to get.
Like life experience.
Yeah, life experience, or even it can get to a level where how to get massive arms like Trevor, I swear, all you gotta do is flex once and then say, if you guys want to know how I got these big arms, go into my course, it's £12. and it'll tell you exactly how. It'll go into absolute detail. How many millions of people are searching on Google right now as we speak how to get big arms? How many?
People.
Right now? Millions around the world.
They're off for the gym. So searching.
There you go. There you go. And if I can see them arms, Trevor, and I can see your record or whatnot, and I'm thinking, oh, it's only £12, and I can get this information to get arms like that, to get more detailed or whatnot, of course I'm going to do it.
So how would you stop people copying that?
Thing is, there'll always be people doing it. There'll always be people doing it.
No, I mean, so you've got somebody goes on your site,
Okay.
and then they, what do you have? Do you make a video?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So because if it was just like on text,
Yeah.
could somebody not screenshot it and post it on their page?
Of course. So what I would do is I'd actually put like a video content, a bit of explanation, just to kind of make it valuable. So to show the people for £12, you're getting something decent. It's not just a text.
Yeah.
Plagiarism will be there wherever you go. Yeah. But then people will know that, okay, yeah, his information is getting leaked, but there are some people that will still want to go directly to you because they want to support you, or they prefer it knowing that they've bought the original one. If that was a major problem, then no one would be making money from courses. Yet they still do. Yet every single day there's people that are becoming course creators all of a sudden, and they're making tons of money. Guaranteed people are leaking it out, but guess what? There's other people that don't know that they're leaking it out. They're still going ahead and going directly through to Trevor. And you can even do add-ons as well. You can do stuff like, if you buy my £12 course, I'll maybe give 30 minutes of a phone consultation to you, so they get a little bit of an extra touch. That's what I would do to really make money. And as I said, right now, if you want to make money, sell information, sell what you know, sell your advice, sell your experience, you're onto something. It's the easiest way to make money right now.
Cool. Cash in before TikTok gets banned. Going on to influencers. Now, do they have a degree of responsibility when you're an influencer?
Yes, I mean...
Is it policed in some way or another?
Yeah.
Regulated?
So you have to watch out with what you say, what you can't say, depending on how far you want to go. Now, unfortunately, as I said to you before, some people they might want to say something, but they're afraid of the repercussion because they don't want to get cancelled. Because if they get cancelled, that's their money getting stopped, their income getting stopped, so they abstain from doing certain things. But this is why I say, if for you to be really, really genuine, is that create a business, so you're not just relying solely on social media. So you've got a little bit of freedom, a little bit of courage to be brutally honest and say what you want to say. But in the same time, you got to be smart and figure out, okay, if I say that, will it lead to this, to this, to this, to that? Because at the end of the day, if it's money that's getting stopped into your account, then you have to have some level of responsibility to be careful what you say. It hurts me saying that because we should, and we should be comfortable to say what we want to say. We should do. But let's be honest here, we all have a brain. If you say what you want to say certain times, then
you're going to get censored.
You're going to get censored, you get repercussions, you get this, you get that. And then it's like, what do you do? And, we're just three men here. Like, it's unfortunate, but that's why I say, unfortunately, we don't live in a real freedom of speech, because become famous enough, say something against what they believe in and see what happens.
Well, and that's a question, in your country where you was born, it's not Sharia law, is it?
Yeah, it's so the belief in Sharia law, but it's not implemented fully.
Okay. So do you see any difference in Sharia law to the Western countries?
Yeah. So certain things, for example, in terms of crime rates, like what you should do to criminals and stuff, I feel like certain parts of the Sharia law there, it's bang on. So for example, you've seen the pandemic that's happening in London with the knives, people stabbing and whatnot. That's
actually, as I said, that's one of the things that we're doing, antisocial behaviour and reducing knife crime.
Yeah.
And outside of London, the next biggest city of knife crime,
go on,
Sheffield.
No way.
Sheffield.
I did not know
that. It's right up there.
Serious?
There was actually 5 stabbings 2 weeks ago in 1 week.
Flipping
I know there's been a couple of shootings since then.
Yeah.
So I keep a close eye on what's going on. I've worked with a lot of different bodies, trying to reduce this thing.
So out of interest, let's say, Lord forbid, but someone stabbed someone to death and they died. What would you believe that should happen to them?
He's obviously going to go to prison for the rest of his life.
Do you feel like that's sufficient?
Do I think that's a deterrent? No.
Okay.
It's not a deterrent. Is it sufficient? That's the law. That's already the law we've got. Especially in the UK.
Yeah.
That is the law.
So I asked because obviously I wanted to get sort of your perspective on it because obviously you're in that field. So in the Middle East, for example, other Muslim countries as well, the deterrent is, and the punishment is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a Muslim scholar and I'm always striving to be better. If you kill someone, an innocent person, voluntarily, and you know what you're doing, if the family of the person that you've killed have not accepted like your apology or whatnot, which most of the time they won't accept your apology, then there's a death sentence for you. And I feel like that acts as a massive deterrent because people actually respect the law. They're actually afraid of doing these wrong things. Hence why, if you go to the Middle East, which you have done now, is actually very, very safe. Now, obviously, no country is perfect, but I feel like doing that would actually really deter people in stopping what they want to do, because stopping actually them kill or whatnot. Because, come on, like, you're out there stabbing people, people are dying. It's just, are we in a jungle? Do you know what I mean? We're meant to be civilized people, and if the law is too relaxed and too friendly to them, then they think, yeah, it's fine, I'm going to kill this person. Yeah, I might get 12 years in prison, maybe for life, but guess what? I'm getting looked after for the rest of my life in prison. They're giving me this, they're giving me that.
Calculated risk.
Yes.
Well, to be brutally honest, and once again, obviously we're not really here to listen to my views. It's all about you today.
Yeah, no, of course.
But one of the things I believe, the government could do a lot more. Let me explain. Let me just put it like this, because we've had different guests. We've had a couple of guests on here, and they've told, we had a
it's the opposite.
Professional boxer, and I'll tell you now, if say it was a white Caucasian kids getting killed on the same level as the black kids, this would be all over. This is an ethnic minority
killing another ethnic minority.
Killing and the majority of it, we all know it's about drugs and gangs. You've got a lot of Asian Muslims, you've got Caribbean, you've got African, you've got Arabs. I worked with one of my first groups I mentored when I first came here were Arabs and Yemenis. Right, and they told me everything what was going on. Even with the shooting around the corner in the car wash, I knew what was gonna happen after that because they was telling me what was going on.
No way.
But there is obviously white, and every child's just as important.
Of course.
I don't care what colour they are.
Of course.
However, because of ethnic minorities are killing ethnic minorities, we say
it's not a major problem.
It's not really a problem in the government's eyes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Because if I look at certain other things, they seem to jump on it straight away.
Of course.
But this one is a little bit different, and it's not going away. It's getting worse. It's actually in London. It's gone up 20% this year. I don't know if you're aware of the figures, but I keep an eye on everything what's going on. But they've recently just found out that in London, knife crime's gone up another 20% from last year. So that's just my views. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, no. Like, to be honest, I used to see that, but I saw that recently more when, again, the conflict, obviously what's going on in the Middle East, when it came to the 7 deaths of the World Kitchen Organization, the aid workers, where some of them were British, some of them were French, some of them were Canadian, Australian, and 7 of them got brutally killed. And honestly, they don't deserve that. They were innocent people doing God's work. Bless their souls and condolences to them. But as soon as they got killed, only 7, bearing in mind, it became a massive
thing.
Hoo-ha. The government was talking. For the first time ever, leaders of those countries were actually talking to the Israelis, condemning them, like, what are you doing? What's going on? Bear in mind there were 7. There's another figure above 30,000. 30,000.
And some of them are kids.
Half of them are kids. Yeah. Half of them are kids, and some of them are women and elderly. Yeah, women and kids and elderly people. 30,000 yet hasn't gained that much noise to just 7. And it's unfortunate because right now, what's that showing you? It's showing you that the values of life, there's actually a disproportion.
Discrepancy.
Biggest discrepancy. The value of a European life is worth this much. The value of an African life or black life is worth this much. The wealth of Arab life is worth this much. The worth of a Muslim life is worth this. Like it shouldn't be like that. There shouldn't be categories. It should just be one. Like one death is too many. But yeah, it's. I'm with you on that one. And as I said, I used to think like that, but not as much. But recently, when that happened, it made me think, what? 7 people died. Obviously, it's wrong, and they should face the big hoo-ha. But the same thing should happen with 7 Palestinians.
100%.
And by the way, when I say Palestinians, it's not just even the innocent Israelis that died. Same thing. With Palestinians, not all of them are Muslims.
That's correct. It's a mix. It's Christian.
It's a mix of Christians.
Christian, Jewish.
Yes.
Muslim Palestinian.
Yes, yeah. So that's the crazy thing. But how would you correct it, Trevor? How education? What do you think? What do you think is the solution? I'm genuinely intrigued. What do you genuinely think?
Well, I mean, for the knife crime situation, what I've actually done, we've started getting the kids in a little bit earlier. You know, we was working with kids from around 15 to 25, which we do run a free program every Saturday, and we do mentor young people up to 25. But what we've actually done when we've looked at everything now, we've gone to 11, you know, 10, 11 years old, and we have them in after school, and we do some mentoring with them. We have, you know, we have them in the gym, we have them doing a bit of boxing, you know, trying a bit of team building. After we have a chill out room, which is it's got pool table, PS5, you know, table tennis. So it's just getting them very, very early. Obviously, the government situation, you know, I think we all know what's going on. You know, if I was to say what we all know, I think they would chop this episode wouldn't come out.
It'd be available in every country.
And if you knew what's going on, and as a Christian, I'm going to say that because a lot of people will say, "Oh, why are you supporting Muslims?" Listen, the Bible says respect all religions. That's another thing what we have to do. We've got to do. And as I said, I've got some good Muslim friends. You know, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years and helped me out with a lot of things. And, you know, I just think that the Muslims at the moment seem to be getting a hard time. I don't know. I think it's because there's a handful of extremists out there that do, they're shining a bad light on Islam. You know, because as far as I know, the Islam, I mean, even when you listen to Tommy Robinson, he was trying to reverse off, recently, I think he got off a case in London, and he was linked up with this other lady, this racist lady, I can't remember her name, the blonde-haired girl, and they was focusing on one bit of the Quran where it says, cut off the head of the kuffar. Right, kuffar is non-Muslims,
non-believers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so but that's what he's focusing on.
And the funny thing is, sorry, just in that verse beforehand, it talks about a context when you're in war, and even before that, even it mentions that's if they don't want to give up, if they want to continue killing you, and if they don't accept, like they don't like white flags, etc., or if they beg for mercy, then leave them. But they miss all this bit out.
Yeah,
that quote.
And the Bible talks about in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
A lot of things of killings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as you said, the Muslims seems to be,
the target today.
The target at the moment. It used to be blacks,
Yes. And back in the 16s, 17s.
Yeah, we used to get it a lot.
Yeah.
And then the new thing is that it's Muslims, and mainly, I would say Pakistanis seem to get it more. Yeah. The sentencings. These days, the Muslims and the Asian are getting a lot more than the blacks, and that was back in. It used to be the other way around, and that's what I see now, which is ridiculous.
You're talking about sentencing, Trevor. I just gotta say, IPP.
Ridiculous.
IPP.
What's IPP?
It's gonna be scrapped. They just let them out.
What's IPP? Sorry.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is IPP?
IPP in a nutshell, because obviously we're going off target a little bit, but I'll just tell you that IPP is indeterminate sentence for public protection, which in other words you get you could smash a car window,
Okay.
do a misdemeanor crime,
Yeah.
and you could be sentenced to an IPP, a 30-day IPP,
30 IPP.
right? These people have been in for
16 years.
they could keep you for 99 years.
What?
That's correct. So it's like we need to educate the masses on this, Trevor, because these people need to be released. They've served the time. They're over tariff, and the families are suffering.
That is mad. I didn't know that. When did this come into play?
This came out in 2005, where this and you won't believe who brought it out. It was the Labour Party at the time.
Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown.
Yeah.
And they brought it out, and it was somewhat what it was a sentence what was brought out in Nazi Germany, I think in the 1920s or 30s.
Yeah.
What they realised it didn't work. Just lock people up indefinitely, so they scrapped it. And then they did a little bit in America. They tried it in the US. It didn't work because it clogged all the prisons up. And then, lo and behold, in 2005,
UK implemented
the
it.
UK,
Blunkett.
Blunkett and those
He
clowns.
now. He takes it back. If he could change it,
Yeah.
he says the most worst.
Well, they brought this out
Yeah.
to lock up, and the majority of people that got caught up in the trap are black and Asian people. However, there was a lot of white guys who got caught up in that net,
Yeah.
and they're still in there today. You know, and someone like you, because we're going to close off in a second, but you know, like you've got to be so careful of being an influencer. As you said, you can be like I know we mentioned him earlier on, Andrew Tate. I just think it sometimes can, when you raise your head above the to that level, you know, you've got to be really, really careful.
Of course. And as I said, that's the most sad thing about it, because if you really do believe that we live in a democracy, we live in a country where it provides freedom of speech, not just the UK but the US, then surely you should say what you want to say. But with everything that's going around, where people, when they start to say something else or say something different to the narrative that the mainstream media is pushing out, they're getting bummed. You know, they're getting cancelled, they're getting thrown into prisons and stuff. So then it makes you think like, wait, hold on a second, I don't live in a freedom of speech deprived country. I honestly, I don't believe in that. So that's why you have to actually just be careful, because you have to be smart. That's all I'm going to say. You have to be smart. You can say what you believe in smart ways without saying something too explicit or saying it like in one way. And whoever's watching you has half a brain will actually understand what you're saying. But that's the idea, just being smart and just being careful with what you mentioned. Because unfortunately, right now, 3 of us can't do anything. We can't go out in a revolution, say, yeah, let us say whatever we want to say. No one's going to listen to us. So just have to be smart with it. That's all I'm going to say there.
Okay, so what have you got planned for the future then, moving forward? So I know you've 500,000 followers. I mean, what else are you going to? 2 businesses. One's One's a
okay.
One's what is it? One's a
chicken shop called Callie's. Make sure you come down, lads. Yeah.
No, we definitely
have to
come and try.
All right, it's banging, it's beautiful.
No,
if you don't like it, you can slap me. That's how confident I am.
No, we will definitely try. So you've got 2. So you've got successful businesses.
One's chicken shop,
and
one's
you made
cafe.
this back of the TikTok.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah. As well as social media marketing as well. But yeah, what I want to do is, for my social media, I want to keep growing that. I'm going to Miami on the 5th of July. I'm going to have a videographer recording us as we get up to crazy antics. Obviously get money from there, get sponsors from there as well, because I'm doing something I enjoy. So keep growing that. Diversify to kick, because obviously TikTok's getting banned. And on the offline world, the businesses, I want to grow them as much as I can. 2 is not enough. 8 is not enough. I want 50. Fuck that, I want 100. I'm a bit hungry. One of my business partners is saying, "Oh, bro, I said you can have 3 or 4, and then let's say they're making a lot of money." I'm like, yeah, but why 3 or 4? I want to conquer the whole fucking world.
Awesome.
This is what I want to do. I'll be honest, and that's hopefully the plan. So next time I come on the podcast, hopefully I can say to you guys, yeah, I've got 10. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, I think that's it really. I don't really have much more to say. I think we've had a really good time with Acid.
Thank you for having me.
And he's opened up and shared quite a bit about his whole experiences being an Arab man in the UK. You know, You know, so yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for coming today.
Pleasure.
It's been a big pleasure for us as well.
Appreciate that.
You know, big guest to have on our 3rd episode. So
you'll get bigger ones, trust me. I'm nothing. You'll
no,
get followers. I got 4 million, 5 million. You'll forget about me. Who's that Arabian guy? Cancel episode 3.
And I want to be. I want to be linking onto with your. You know, your TikTok. We want to be posting some of these clips on your TikTok.
Definitely.
So
no,
before 100%. They close it all down.
100%.
You know.
100%.
No, excellent. So thank you very much.
Appreciate
and
that.
A big thanks to the co-host, Junior T. Big up, enough respect. my sparring partner.
Yes.
You know, and
built like a tank as well, I must say.
No, he's into his fitness, and you know, you're probably going to be seeing him a lot more often.
Yeah.
You know, on the podcast because he's very interested, and also I must say that he's a trustee on the charity as well. You know, he keeps a low profile, but he sees things. You know, just looks at things from a distance and advises me on certain situations. So, you know, he is part of the whole Olympia experience.
Yeah.
So no. So big up to him.
Big up.
You know, also we've got to mention to the cameraman. He's always there. You know,
he's the guy that puts it together, right?
He's the brains, as I said. I'm only the iron muscle, and he's the brains. Adam, and enough respect to him. He's and he's got his marketing. He's got a marketing company just kicking off soon. So nice. You know, I can't remember his name. He did mention it to me earlier on, but definitely, I think what we'll do, we'll drop a link down at the bottom so people can check him out as well, because I'm sure he's taken some useful advice off you. That's what I was trying to get to, because I know that, you know, a lot of these young guys, they tell me about, they're all interested in this influencer.
They need direction.
They need direction. And because somebody was done it like yourself, you know, it's important that you share your experiences, and it's really, it's, you know, it's really good that you can come in and help some of these younger guys, because some of these young people, what we work with at the gym, you know, they've come from broken homes. I know you had a privilege, you know, I think upbringing, you know, with mother and father still together and stuff, but some of these come from broken homes. They on the streets, selling drugs, been in prison, you know, had a rough time. So, you know, but it's not where you start, it's where you
finish, 100%.
And where you finish. So yeah. Also, okay, Mr. T from Brutally Honest, out. Big up, bless.
Peace.